Find the mean absolute deviation of the following data set: 50, 45, 35, 37, 40, 29, 30. The mean of the data is 38. Subtract the mean from each one. Make them positive. Find the mean again. The math is 6. A survey was given to students asking them to rate their experience at Pebblebrook High School on a scale of 1 to 20, with 20 have been the best. How is the data that was collected from 10 students? Create a box and whisker. Find the IQR range of the data. 15, 10, 18, 11, 3, 15, 12, 20, 5, and 8. The minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, maximum. My minimum's 3, my first quartile is 6.5, my median's 11, my third quartile is 15, and my maximum is 18. Make sure you put them in order. Notice I'm my first quartile by adding 5 plus 8 because it's in the middle of the first 4 numbers, and you get 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. 3 is my minimum right here. 11 is my median because it's in the middle, and 15, there's 2 15s there, so you know your third quartile is 15. My maximum is 18. Alright, and then my IQR, which would be 15 minus 6.5, which is 8.5. My range, 18 minus 3, which is 15. Biggest number minus smallest number. A group of students were polled to find out how many were planning to major in the scientific field of study in college. The result of the poll were shown in the frequency table below. Create a table of joint and marginal relative frequencies. Make sure you show the totals for each row and column there and the whole table in order to start to find your joint and marginal frequencies. Out of the juniors, what percent of planning to study in the scientific field rounded the nearest percent? Out of the seniors, what percent are not planning to pursue a scientific field? All right, here, there's our frequencies, our joint and our marginal frequencies in our table. And then we look right there, 30% of the juniors would be 10 out of 30, 330, which would be 10 out of 33, which in turn would be close to 30%. Alright. Out of the seniors, what percent are not pursuing a scientific field? So it's 250 or not in the senior class out of 370 in the senior class, which is going to be 25 over 37, which is 68%. Tyler and Alyssa each get paid a bonus at the end of each month. This table shows their bonuses. Who had the greatest median, who had the greatest interquartile range, who had the greatest range. Alyssa had the greatest median, 280. Alyssa had the greatest interquartile range of 50, and Alyssa also had the greatest range of 90. In the table below, the answer to the questions about the U.S. residential carbon dioxide emissions from 1993 to 2002. Emissions are measured in million metric tons. Find the best fitting line for the data and the correlation coefficient. Remember, use your calculator to help you find this. Right here, my line of best fit is y equals 19.9x plus 1006.15. My correlation coefficient is 0.96. The steps for this is mode 3-2. Enter the x and y values. All hit, all clear. Shift 1-5. A is the y-intercept, or 1, 2, B is the slope, and C is R, the correlation coefficient. Which of the following graphs has a strong negative correlation? Has a strong negative correlation. It's going down from left to right, and the dots are closer. D over here is going down, but the dots are further apart on the points. The events of x and y have a correlation coefficient of R equals negative 0.89. What is the relationship between x and y? The events of x and y, so the events will have a strong negative correlation because negative 0.89. 89 is greater than 0.5 there. It's higher up the line, so we know it's going to be. If we look at our line here, we got negative 1, negative 0.5, 0, so we know the everywhere in here is going to be a strong negative. Alright. Given the scatter plot, what is the best type of function to represent the data? It is a linear. You can tell it is going up from left to right, and it would be a positive, probably a weak positive. Between which of the following variables would you expect there to be a positive correlation? The number of years spent in school and salary. So the longer someone goes to school, usually the higher their salary will be. Which of the following is one of the 5 values needed to make a box and whiskers plot? Range, first quartile, mode, interquartile range. First quartile, you need the minimum, the first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, and the maximum. George asked 5 of his friends how long they practiced shooting free throws, and their shooting percentage in the last 5 games. He found a linear regression equation for the data y equals 10.5x plus 50.6. What does 10.5 mean in the context of the equation? That for every hour they practiced, their free throw percentage went up 10.5%. Mr. Murray recorded the pulse rate for each of the following students in his class. After the students had climbed a set of stairs, he displayed the results in the class by using a box and whiskers plot shown. Alright, which class had the smallest interquartile range? Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, or Class 4? Alright, number 13. What type of correlation does the following have? The height of a person versus the money he has in her savings account. Positive, negative, or no correlation. Class 3, which would be approximately 83 minus 83, which is 3 for the interquartile range. And when I look at that, I just look at this line, which is close to 86, and this line, close to 83. Alright. And then class 1 is the closest, which would be around 80 minus 74, which is 6. Alright, number 13, what type of correlation does it have? Height of a person versus money in their savings account. That's no correlation. That makes no sense that the person is tall is going to have more money in their savings account. Which is the best description of the distribution? Bimodal, symmetric, skewed left, skewed right. It's skewed right. It's skewing down as you go. Notice it also will be clustered left. Okay.